Hello and welcome to today's Where's the Trade. My name is Joshua Bellinger of OptionSizzle.com, and this is our nightly video, which I talk about a specific stock that saw increased option activity and explaining what that option activity means, which typically is a precursor for future price movement in that stock. So taking a look here today, I am going to look at inner workings, and this is going to be a special report. One of the things I want to start out with is the tweet that I posted on Friday. Now, unfortunately, if you read this, my girlfriend on Friday was let go of her position at Inner Workings. A few weeks ago, she had a review, supposedly, and what they told her in the review, that everything that she was doing was right. It was amazing. She's taking this account that she was management of and has increased it, only to come off of our vacation from Miami on a Friday for her boss to tell her that they're pulling her off the account and that she's not going to get any kind of benefits or any kind of package, that she's just let go and today was her last day and last pay. So one of the things I wanted to share with you was the tweet that I had posted, and one of the things that came out last week when I was on vacation was that they lost a top 3 client of theirs. One of the things they also are doing is they continuously are laying off the sales force, and not necessarily sales force, but they're continually laying off individuals in the company. I think my girlfriend had told me at the time that she was number 23 that they laid off. And the thing that I also posted with a conversation just shortly after that was somebody that wanted to, wish her that, that's very unfortunate. But I also noted that there were July 10 put buyers in open interest from last week as well off this news, and that it was going to test $10 soon. Well, we take a look at today, and we had a intraday spike lower on Inner Workings. So you can see here it pushed all the way to 940, and then it bounced to $10.50, but then slowly faded off. This is very interesting, and I'll walk you through what I want to focus in on. So, typically I just talk about the option activity, but I'm going to go into a little bit more specifics on why I think this could be a stock that actually goes down to about $5, or at least breaking the $10 level like it did today. When it first cracks $10, this is a key level. A lot of funds are holding stocks that are above $10. So this is just a very key level. It's typically hard to break through on its first push, but what we'll cover here in a few minutes has me thinking that this is going to be something that it actually could break down. So looking here, we do have that spike. I said we're going to test $10 to open interest, and it's exactly what happened. Option activity did pick up. There's some option activity yesterday in the contracts, but today we had the May 10 puts seeing buyers, and a lot of this action, we'll have to see what the open interest has moved into, because a lot of it is going to be a play on what happened intraday here, which I'll cover in a second. So you can see here we're getting new buyers coming into the 750 strikes in June. And if we look here, we have July 750 contracts. So the 300 contracts I was talking about here was exactly there. This is where the 300 contracts were. Now, if you want to look at some more activity here, so we go out to October, we could see some 750s being bought as well. This is intriguing, not very active amongst some of the other names that we have covered in other videos, but being that this doesn't trade too often, the total option volume today was about 26 times. A lot of that's due to what happened intraday at that 10 o'clock time frame, which was a research firm that's relatively new called Prescience. They had issued their report. I don't know how many pages it is, but it's Prescience. That's the name of the research firm. You can Google it. You can find the research report. It's free on Seeking Alpha. But being that we're seeing some accumulation in these out-of-the-money puts, this is what you want to see. And we want to continue to monitor this because implied volatility is going to continue to move higher. Interesting that the May contracts are not skewed as much as the back month. So this is something that's relatively interesting. Typically, you would see a little bit of a skew forward in the front month on something like that, but not the case here. So this could be something that takes time for what my thought process is, and research reports in general take time to develop. Coming back to the chart here, we got the $10. It has this gap lower. This is where the news came. Lost about 40% of its market cap here. Losing a big client is obviously a big hit to a company this size. So the three reasons I have that I think this could go to $5. First one is they continue to lay off employees. The other part of that is they continue to overwork their employees. They continue to try to cut their workforce as much as they possibly can, having some employees doing one person doing three people's jobs. This is something that a normal company wouldn't do. If they're in a growth cycle, if they're continuing to grow, you'll see a company expand and hire more people. They are contracting, and they're contracting at a rapid pace. Number two, this is a key thing. This is one of the things that Prescience has noted in their research report, is they're reporting to the SEC. Now, I can tell you this, one of the things that they are doing and have done they have backdated invoices. That, as far as I know, is not something that the SEC wants and likes to do. I don't know what and where that gray area is, but that to me sounds a little bit of a fraudulent activity, and this is one of the things that Prescience talks about. The other third thing I'm talking, or that I think can go and can make this at least lose $10, is that they lost one of their top three clients. Being that they haven't disclosed what exactly that company was, or what the meaningful revenues it was for the company, which is going to show in coming earnings, that to me is a big blow for this company. Being that they continue to contract, backdating invoices, which I think is really the key thing. That is really what Prescience is talking about, why they think you can go to $5. To me, that's going to take a little bit of longer term. $10 has to be breached first. But being that we look at the option activity here, we're starting to see accumulation in the 750 puts. If this is something that you think could pan out, to me, I trade, and that's my approach. When you come into things such as the GAAP and the reporting, those things can take a long time. An investigation from the SEC could take some time as well. And you could look at something such as a July 10 750 put spread. To me, that makes a little bit of sense. If you can get 25 cents filled here, or even going into something like here, the October 10 750s. It's light volume. This is the other part of it that's a little tough, because it is something that is light, which means that it's going to be hard to trade unless there's more volume that comes in here. It's an easy to borrow stock, and I checked it real quickly. The short interest is not that heavy in it, so you could start seeing shorts pile in here, which would eventually take time. The only thing that could spike it lower is that if there is an SEC investigation that they have reported and fraudulently reported their earnings in the previous, that they have to reinstate it. That's the thing that can really spike it. I think longer term, this is something that could, pull back. But that's what I have in my my notes here for something that could be a longer term trade. Also, taking a look here on the shorter term time frames, or shorter term, being that we have these option activity, or the puts being bought here in the May 10s. I think this is a little bit because of the spike. When I'm looking at some of these that were bought at 35 cents and 45 cents, open interest is going to show tomorrow. I think that's just more of a play on it. But when you see more of the activity in the back of the board, that's something that's more meaningful. That is what you want to keep an eye out for. But those are my notes. Check out the research report from that research firm. They've only supposedly had 2 research reports, this is being the second. So to me, for a company that's really trying to get their name on the board, they're probably, to me, in my thought process is, if it's a new company and they're trying to get their name out there, they're probably going to lead with their best foot forward. And I didn't read the first research report that they had about this other company, the second one being Inner Workings here, but to me, they probably are trying to hit a home run here, and that's why I think this probably is something, and not only what I know, but what they have provided as well, is something going on here in this company, Inner Workings.